Yo, what's up everybody? It's the Zodiac here, and today I got a new video for you guys. It's actually a video related to a comment that I found on one of the last two videos that I uploaded. The guy was basically asking how I make my chords, whether I use scales or not, that type of stuff. So the bunch of ways that you can make chords, it depends on the person making the chord, and also it depends on the knowledge you have on music theory, because the more you know, the better you become at making chords. You get? So I'll just show you how I make my chords. I actually made a beat here for this very purpose, and I'll just play a little preview of it. It's a nav type beat, the old school nav type beat, the brown boy before Perfect Timing, back when he was making his own beats. That is the beat, that is the nav type beat that I'm going for. So let me just play it. So that is basically a little preview of this beat, and I will show you how I made the chords, the main chords. So these are the main chords. I used the GMS plugin like I always do for the nav type beats, and I used the pad 7. So what I did was, let me just clear this up. Actually, let me select that first, and I'll just clear this up. That is all clear. I'm going to show you how I made this chord from scratch. Right, so first I did this. I place a note here, I place another one here, and then I place another one back here. So I'll just play this bit for you. Right, that is how I always start the chords. I do with just one note for each bar, and then that's when I add other notes. So I'm just going to add here, so you see what I did there. I started off with these, and then I added these at the end, and I used 3 notes on this bar. On this portion right here, I used 3 notes, and then I used 2 for the rest, because sometimes you don't need to make the notes equal. Like for each bar it's 4 4 4 4. Sometimes you can play with it, you can just go 4 5, whatever, as long as it sounds good. The chords have to sound good. If they do not sound good, you have to remove some notes or add some notes to make it sound good. So after that, I duplicated the GMS twice, and then I took this very same chord and I pasted it here. Okay, now let me just do this, because I made them I'll just do that, and now let me go back to this one. So I added I used the GMS again, but this time I used the smooth and warm in the pairs and textures, and also added some effects. I added gross beat for the gate. I added a little bit of reverb. I added the stereo enhancer, and I used the 4 strings preset. It's there in FL Studio, it's always there. So I'm just going to play that bit. I'm just going to play this bit. So that is basically it. It's gated. It's very different from the main chord. And then I did the last chord. It's a pad. Actually no, it's not a pad. It's actually a lead. It's lead 6, and I didn't do much to it. I just added Fruity Love filter. That's basically it. To just put a little bit of low pass on it, because it needed a little bit of low pass on it to actually fit with the other chords in this beat. So I'll just play it for you. Okay, so that is how it is. Now let me play these chords all together. Let me do that. Let me do that. All right, so that is it. And then after that, I went on to the bass, and for the bass, I made sure it corresponds with the kick. You might have heard it from the preview, but I will just play the bass and the kick. I used the very same bass that I used on the last nav type beat video, the Call Me bass on Soar, on the Soar plugin. So let me just play the kick and the bass at the same time so that you hear how the bass and the kick work well together. Let me just play it. I hope you heard that. That is basically what I did, because the nav type beats, the kicks and the bass would always work together, as well as the hi-hats and the snares, and you know, basically those things, they always work together no matter what. No matter what, even if you can listen to Call Me or you can listen to Nothing on You, the kick, the bass, and the rest of the drum pattern work together. So I'll just play all of them at once. All right, so that's basically it. And I also did a little bit of layering right here, right here. So there's the kick, there's the actually not the kick, there's the snare, and there's the clap. Okay, so with those two things mixed together, it brings a bit more life to the drum pattern. It makes it hit different. It's kind of like I created a whole new snare from the snare and the clap at the same time. So you have to experiment with those type of things. And one thing to take into account is that the old school nav beats always had simple drums. They didn't have any kind of complexity to them. They were always simple compared to the new beats that he uses now, because the new beats that he uses now have busy drum patterns, they have crazy 808s, they have melodies that are like, and it's just trap. Right here it's just the trap soul, chilled vibes. Okay, so one more thing, when making a beat, the sounds you use have to fit with the mood of the beat. Every beat has its own mood. Travis Scott type beats are more of psychedelic. The synths make you feel like, whoa, I'm high, bro, and then and the old Nav type beats were more of chilled vibes. You could just take a drive at night and listen to the tracks because it just relax. So every beat in the world has its own mood. So the sounds used fit the mood in some way, one way or the other. you could take a sound that doesn't fit the mood of the beat, and then with a little bit of effects you can did I just say effects? With a little bit of effects you can make it fit with the mood of the beat. So I'll just show you with this sound right here. I got it from the Nav kit, from the Nav XO drum kit. I got it here. It's Bell 2, and I'll just play that bit right there. Now that is the sound with effects. Okay, now I'm going to play the sound with no effects at all. Okay, so that's basically it. And now I'm going to show you what I mean when I say a sound has to fit with the mood of the beat. So I'm just going to play this thing with this beat with the effects on and the effects off so that you can hear the difference. Okay, so let me just play this with the effects on. Okay, so you heard that with the effects on, the sound fits with the chords, the bass, everything. It just fits. It is supposed to be there. It sounds like it's supposed to be there, but without the effect it sounds out of place, like it's not supposed to be there. So you have to take in account the sounds you choose to use. Okay, you have to take in account those things, because those things will make the perfect beat. If you choose the perfect sounds, you'll make the perfect beat. If you don't choose the perfect sounds, the beat is going to be a bit confusing. It may be good, but it's going to be confusing to the person that's listening to it, and it might not get bought by somebody. The chances of it being bought are, you know, slim to none. But if the beat sounds perfect, if the sounds sound like they have to be in that beat, then definitely it's going to get purchased by somebody out there. Maybe a big artist, maybe a small artist, it doesn't matter, because you're getting money anyways. So I hope you learned something from this beat, not the beat. I hope you learned something from this video. I showed you how I make my chords. There are a bunch of ways to make chords. You can use the scaling process. You can just freestyle it. You can just click in the notes, whatever works for you. I will also make a bunch of videos on all the other ways on how to make melodies and chords. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, hit like, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.